Welcome into This Week in Georgia Tech Athletics. I'm your host, Kyle Tait. Each week on Monday and Thursday, I give you a rundown of all the happenings across Georgia Tech sports. The number 22 Georgia Tech men's tennis team had yet another big win over a ranked opponent on the weekend, dropping number 34 Mississippi State 4-0. The Jackets picked up singles wins from seniors Guillermo Gomez and Elliot Potvin, and sophomore Juan Spear, and the Jackets swept the day's doubles matches in the victory. Tech moved to 4-1 on the season and will next face Georgia State on Wednesday at the Biltmore Tennis Center on campus. First serve Wednesday is at 2:30 p.m. On the other side, the number 13 women's tennis team dropped the annual rivalry match with number 16 Georgia on Friday, falling 5-2 for their first loss of the season. The 2 points came off singles wins by junior Viet Ha Ngo and senior Sasha Krupina. The loss took the Jackets to 3-1 on the year. Now Tech gets some time off following a tough stretch of 4 straight ranked opponents. They'll next face Auburn this Sunday, February 13th at 2 p.m. Men's basketball fell in a tough way on Saturday at home, ending up on the wrong end of a 65-56 final score to the Clemson Tigers. Jeri Grant scored 20 points for Clemson, while DeMontez Stitt added 16. The Tigers rattled off 22 straight unanswered points in the first half to build a big lead, and the Jackets' efforts to battle back in the second half fell short. Tech moved to 10-12 overall and 3-6 in conference play with the loss. Next up for Tech, the Florida State Seminoles travel to Atlanta for a 7 p.m. contest on Thursday at Alexander Memorial Coliseum. Women's basketball has a relatively quiet week ahead. They hit the road to Tallahassee to take on Florida State on Friday at 6:30 p.m. The team is coming off a heartbreaking loss to Maryland on Thursday, falling 56-53 on a buzzer-beating three-pointer by the Terps' Kim Rogers. The Jackets are 18-7 overall and stand in 6th place in the ACC at 6-3. Led by redshirt senior John Tyler Griffin's 3-under par score of 69 on Friday, the Georgia Tech men's golf team posted an overall 4-under par for the final day of competition to finish 4th in the Amer Ari Invitational. The 5th-ranked Yellow Jackets now have nearly 2 weeks off before heading to Puerto Rico February 20th to participate in the 3-day Puerto Rico Classic. The indoor track and field team continued their season with a good showing at the Virginia Tech Elite Meet in Blacksburg, Virginia this past weekend. Antonio McKay Jr. picked up a victory for Tech in the 400-meter dash, crossing with a time of 47.09 seconds, currently the 20th fastest 400 mark in the country. Including McKay Jr.'s win, the Jackets had 16 top 10 finishes on the weekend's competition. The indoor squad will next compete in the Tiger Paw Invitational this Friday and Saturday in the final tune-up meet before the ACC Indoor Championships in late February. Also in Blacksburg, a few members of the swim and dive team competed in the Virginia Tech Invitational this past weekend. Johnny Herms put up an impressive showing in the individual medley events, earning a first-place finish in the 400 IM and a second-place finish in the 200 event. He also earned a first-place prelim finish in the 200 breast. Also on the weekend's competition, Colin Schouten and Brian Robbins finished first and second respectively in the 200 fly, while Jake Johnson earned 3 top 5 finishes. The Women's ACC Swim and Dive Championships will take place February 16th through 19th, while the Men's Championships will happen February 23rd through 26th. Both championships will be held at the Georgia Tech Aquatic Center. That'll do it for this week in Georgia Tech Athletics. We hope you'll join us next time. For more information on any of these stories or for ticket information, visit the official website of Georgia Tech Athletics, www.ramblinwreck.com. And don't forget to check back on Thursday for the next installment of This Week in Georgia Tech Athletics. Until then, I'm your host, Kyle Tait, saying, what's the good word?